Hey guys, I hope you are having an amazing day. And today we're going to talk about comfort zones. And comfort zones kill dreams, they really do. And why am I saying that? Comfort zones are really, they can hold us back, right? Because we like our comfort zone, and doing stuff that's uncomfortable is uncomfortable. So we avoid that. And that can be really disastrous to us in the long run for running our businesses and other aspects of our lives too. When you get outside of your comfort zone is when you grow as a human being. It's going to grow your success. It's going to grow your wealth. It's going to grow your business. It's going to help you with your family. It's going to just help you in all areas of your life. And it's one of those things that really most of us don't do. Now, the reason most of us don't do it is because it's uncomfortable and we'd rather live a comfortable life. And when that happens, we really pull ourselves back from achieving things, from doing great things, from attaining great wealth, from all of those aspects that really give us that freedom and to give us those adventures and make the journey just incredible on this planet. So what we need to really do when it comes to the comfort zone is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's about saying, okay, this is a feeling. It's fear, maybe it's a little bit of anxiety, and it's realizing that it's okay to feel that way. That super successful people, that super rich people, that, whoever it is that you emulate and want to be, they feel that way too. But they accept the feelings there and they learn to deal with it. They it's like taming that feeling. It's like going, okay, I understand that I'm feeling this way, but it's only a feeling. And the cool thing is that once you go, okay, I'm feeling it, I'm getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? Once you're kind of going, okay, I can do this, and you keep going forward with it, you realize that it's not as big a deal as it is in your mind. Because your mind's what rallies you up. It's what creates these scenarios. Like, all of the most horrible things are in our head. We've all suffered these crazy things that have never actually happened because we've thought them in our head. And a lot of the times that stops us from actually moving forward with those things. So it's about recognizing that the fear, it's okay that it's there, but we need to deep breaths and go forward with it anyways. And a really good thing to think about is other times in your life when you were uncomfortable and you were forced to do something. So let's say, for example, when you were a kid and you were taking your first swimming lessons. The water was terrifying, right? Like, we were all terrified that we were gonna drown or something stupid, even though we had teachers there that were, making sure we were okay. Or maybe you were much younger and you were in the water with your little buoys on and your parents. It's a scary situation at first, but then we realize, oh, the water's buoyant. And oh, if I kick my legs, I stay up. And oh, if I go with this, that's actually kind of fun. And it goes from uncomfortable to comfortable to exciting, and we grow, and then we get to go to that next level. Maybe that's when you start going, oh, I want to dive now, because that's uncomfortable. That's that next level of uncomfortable. But we've gotten to the point where we're okay, because we're like, okay, the water's not going to kill me. Diving looks really scary, but man, it looks so cool. I want to do it. And it's getting through that fear. It's saying, I understand that this is just a feeling. And after I do it, it's not going to be quite so scary. Now, in terms of this business, I know for most of us, talking to people, that's where things get really scary, right? That's where we go, outside my comfort zone. I'm just going to wait for people to come to me. And it ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. But the good thing is that pushing through that discomfort, talking to people, it gets easier. You get more comfortable with it. And as soon as you're really comfortable with something, it's time to push to that next level, because that's how you keep growing. That's how you keep exceeding your own expectations. That's how you keep succeeding, achieving. It gets us to grow. It's really quite an exciting process, but it's getting past that initial, it's like we're, a train on the tracks and we're fighting ourselves because the gears keep pushing back. So we really gotta focus on the objective. And for me, I know you guys all know I'm an introvert. Like, it's not a comfortable thing. Like, in person, I clam right up. And for me, that's something I'm working through. And I know Mike knows this. Telephone calls, oh my gosh, scared the crap out of me. Like 8 months ago, he was like, you need to call people. And I was like, no, don't make me call people. I will have a panic attack if I call people. And I was like, okay, I got to do this. Mike told me I got to do this. It's going to make me a better coach. It's going to make my business go further. I need to do this if I want to achieve my goals. I started making more phone calls. And guess what? They sucked at first. And I felt like everybody on the other end of the line could tell that I was hyperventilating and blushing and nervous. They didn't know. They didn't know I felt that way. And the cool thing was I actually love telephone calls now. I look forward to them. I get excited. I like talking to people. I love sharing this business. It's such an exciting thing to share because it's been so profoundly changing in my own life that I love to be able to offer that to everybody I meet. And I think that's one of those things where we have to realize that the thing that's like scaring us the most, we got to go, okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? And in terms of talking to people, they could say no. Who cares? Who cares? They say no? Great. Next person. No today isn't no forever. And we got to realize that they're never going to say yes if we don't ask them in the first place. They don't have an opportunity. They don't even know we're alive or we exist or that we do what we do. So that's why it's important to move forward and go, I can do this. I can handle this. It's just talking to people. I'm not going out and taming a lion right now. I'm talking to another human being. That's it. And that's an important thing to remember. And keep in mind that the more you go out of your comfort zone, the more you're going to see success and things start to happen and things start to come into place with different opportunities. It's just one of those things where you keep attracting more stuff to you. When you say, okay, I'm open to it. We're all energy, so your thoughts are really important when we talk about this kind of stuff. So if you're saying, no, I'm scared, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, you're sending that energy out, you're restricting yourself. But when you say, I'm scared as heck, but I'm going to do it anyway, you're sending that out there, and this amazing thing starts to happen. You start attracting the right energies to you. You start getting the right people coming into your life because you're willing to take that step. And action is that thing that really bridges the gap between, what we think about, what we want, what we focus on, and action bridges that gap to create that into a reality, to create the physical aspect of those thoughts. Because I'm a big fan of positive thinking and manifesting, but you cannot manifest if you don't bring the spiritual mental world into the physical world. You have to have that connection, and action is that bridge that brings it into your life. So that is why, get out of your own head, get out of your own way. If you're terrified of talking to people, get on the freaking computer, because you know what's beautiful about it? You can write out what you're going to want to say, and you can be panicked and scared about it, and force yourself to hit that enter key. Because once it's in, it's done. You're done. It's done. And it's exciting because you go, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, enter. Oh, wasn't that bad? And a lot of times you'll get a positive response. And even if you don't, at least you did it. And then you can move on to the next person. And then you get more comfortable with that. So you grow. So this is the tip of the day. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Figure out something that you've been avoiding because there's a little bit of fear there. And go for it. Today, that's your goal, is to do something that makes you uncomfortable. And I know for a lot of you, Facebook Live scares the crap out of you. Great, go do it. Go do a vid. It can be 30 seconds, it can be 5 minutes. Get yourself to do it. Get yourself to do something that just makes you go, gotta take some deep breaths before I do it. And then you're gonna realize it's not so bad. And then you're gonna realize maybe it's something you actually enjoy. Maybe it's something that's fun. Maybe it's like swimming. You're terrified at first, didn't want to get in the water, and then, oh boy, it was a lot of fun. Same thing happens with a lot of elements of this business. Same thing happens with different elements of our lives. So I'm just catching up here, Carrie. Specific questions, sort of unrelated. If you have time, absolutely, ask away. So yeah, that was just my topic for the day, because I really feel it's important that we push ourselves and we grow and we get out there. And one of the biggest things that's going to help you get comfortable with being uncomfortable is your personal development. I cannot stress it enough. You need to be doing your personal development every single day. That's going to give you that confidence. That's going to give you that edge. That's going to give you the mental strength, that mental power that you can really push forward and accomplish what you want to accomplish without getting in your own way. That's the big thing. You really want to make sure that you're giving yourself the utmost opportunity to make those things happen in your life. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I'm just waiting for Carrie to type out her question, and then if we don't have anybody else with questions, then we can close up for the day, but here we go. So if you are asked, what do you do in a conversations? How do you answer that? Do you come out and say you are a Beachbody coach or a fitness business on the side? So this is a really, really good question. And my best advice is you need an elevator pitch. So you need like a 30 seconds, what do you do? So if somebody asks, what do you do? You need to, for you, decide what that is. And a little bit of that's going to come from your brand. So it's going to be, maybe if you specifically work with moms or something like that, you're going to make sure that that's in there. Okay, I feel silly right now because I'm like, get your elevator speech. I actually have one, and I haven't used it in a little while because nobody's asked me that in a long time, and I kind of forget what I had because it was much more eloquent, which, anyway, I need to go and reread what I had written down. But really, basically, it's, I'm an online health and fitness coach. I help people reach a lot of their weight loss goals and other fitness goals. And I also help people create financial freedom in their lives. You want it to be short. And I mean, that's kind of close to what I actually had. It's just, be honest and cover the different aspects of what we do. Because the fact that we help people create financial freedom through the business is just as important as the fact that we do fitness coaching and training. Because everybody we talk to is going to have something different that they look at from that point of view that's going to interest them. And when you say that, they're going to go like, how do you help people create financial freedom? Or how do you coach people online? How's that work? I don't specifically mention Beachbody, and it's not that I don't want to mention Beachbody. I bring that up in the next phase because I don't like them making preconceived notions there. So when they ask, oh, that sounds interesting, how does that work? What I'll bring up at that point is, have you heard of that company Beachbody that made P90X, Insanity, those kind of programs? Most of the time people say yes because it's a pretty household name at this point. I'll go, well, for me, I use their products. I started using them when I was 15 years old, and I lost 138 pounds. And I was a customer with them for many, many years. And then I saw that they had this opportunity to do coaching through them. So through their business model, I am able to help people all over the US and Canada and some even internationally. And what I do is I help people through support and motivation and through the tools that Beachbody offers me to be able to give them what they need to hit their goals. And then I'm also able to mentor people in the business model that Beachbody has put together. So we're able to create this community of people who are healthy and fit and financially free together. And then that's just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So you're able to explain it that way. So personally, that's how I like to come off with it. So if somebody asks me, it's just plain and simple, I'm a health and fitness coach. I help people reach their goals. And I also help people with financial freedom. How do you do that? Because that always gets a question, right? That's one of those things where it's not like you're trying to be ultra vague, but you want to be a little bit vague because you want it to be like, okay, that's what you do, but how do you do that? That sounds interesting. So you get them to ask that next question. So, oh no, Carrie, it's good you put me on the spot because people need to ask me more often so I can just spout it off easily. Bryce, do you always pitch the business or do you pitch working out and doing the business programs as an intro to the business? I like to, okay, I guess it depends on the situation. If somebody's just asking me out of the blue, what do you do? Then I'm going to say both. If I'm looking to get challengers in a challenge group, I am going to go through the fitness aspects first. Sometimes if I do a post about the business on social media, then I'm gonna talk a little bit about both, but I'm gonna focus in on the business element because that's what they're interested in when we're getting our conversation going. So it does depend a little bit on how your conversation has started, at what point have they gotten in touch with me, that kind of thing. You know, a stranger on the street kind of thing is going to be different from somebody who's seen a specific post on social media, and all these kinds of things. So it just depends on where I'm trying to take them down the road. Now, I do always offer people the coaching aspect, even if it's just for the discount or, you know, challenge packs or anything like that. It's just, it's good to always offer this, because sometimes you'd be like, you know, if you had any friends that wanted to join us in this group, you can actually get a referral fee. And they'll be like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. How's that work? Because really, I mean, Beachbody is referral fees for a lot of it, right? Because we refer somebody, they buy something, we get commission. So that is attractive to a lot of people when we put it that way. Sometimes the coach title scares people. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, coach. Okay, that sounds like a big responsibility. And as we know, you can run this business in any way you want. So wording it in a specific way can be very beneficial to make it, you know, a referral program isn't as intimidating as become a coach. So it depends on who you're talking to, where they're at. And if I'm talking to a customer who's been a customer for 5 years, I'm going to bring it up as the coach opportunity, because they've seen what I've done. They know what I do, and they see a little bit of how it works at least. So it's not going to be as intimidating to them because they're aware of what Beachbody does on a more integral level. So when do you use the phone over Facebook? I don't really use the oh, sorry. I don't know where my brain was going with that. If I am getting one of my customers into a really deep conversation on the coaching opportunity, if they're hesitant, especially, then I want to get them on the phone because it's much easier to seal the deal, so to speak, when we're actually on the phone together and they can hear my voice and my passion and how excited I am for them. I would say that's the number one time I get on the phone with people. In my earlier days as a coach, I mean, sometimes my customers would want to get on the phone with me just for support. I don't really do that anymore. And I never really was too uncomfortable doing that in the first place. But the reason I don't do it anymore is it's way too time consuming. The people that needed to get on the phone with me for fitness help, support, nutrition questions, they were a major time drain. And ironically, they never bought anything, those people. As the saying goes, the 20% of the people that take up the most of your time make you the least of your money. So it's kind of, and it's not to say that, you know, you put them to the sidelines. I just say, guys, I need to go through email. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm really busy. And I do try and do video calls and stuff so people still to the team pages so that everybody gets the opportunity to see me and hear my voice, because I do think that connection is really important, but there's only so many hours in the day. And if all my customers wanted to get on the phone with me, no jokes, I would be booking people in 3 years from now. It's just I wouldn't have the time to do it. So it's one of those things where you really gotta, you know, figure out where is your time best spent so that you can help people in a really effective way, because we're in a business where the bigger it gets, kind of the better, right? Because that's the more residual money you make, that's the more people that you can help. But you need to figure out a way where you can help more people without spending more time, right? Because if you need to help everybody seriously on an individual basis regularly, you're not going to be able to expand your customer base that big. You know, a really good question posed in the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind book is, how can you, without investing more time, help 10 times the amount of people that you're currently helping? That really gets you thinking outside the box. Is how can I reach more people? How can I be more effective? How can I change more lives? Working smarter, not harder. That's a really important aspect in this business. Yes, Linda, it works on so many levels to be able to reach people without having to like it's intimidating. The coach title, like I don't know anybody in this group who didn't go sign up as a coach. Seems like a big responsibility. I did. I was like, okay, what am I getting myself into? What am I, it's one of those things where you have to think about it a lot more. But a referral program, we sign up for those every bleeding day. There's always something where it's like, just eat. Refer a friend, get $15 off your next meal. There's always something like that out there. And I think it's always really important to remember that people are a lot more open to referrals than they are to feeling like they're, not everybody's wanting to start their own business right off the bat. They may fall in love with coaching and go from there, but it's a lot less intimidating that way. So do a different Facebook for coach account and one for personal. I do have a coaching page, which is kind of like your professional page, which I get into while still being logged into my personal account. The way to set up a page, I'm not sure who your coach is, but I would touch base with them so they can walk you through the process of setting up your own fan page. And that's going to be able to get more eyes on you from a business point of view. Down the road, you can run ads, and they're relatively cheap on Facebook. You can reach a lot of people for $3, $5, something like that, to get more customer traction that way, so that you're attracting people to you with your message. However, you really want to focus on getting your branding down. And what I mean by branding is, who is your main audience? Who is it that you're talking to when you're getting out there with everybody? It's important that you know how to relate to your audience, how to post the way you want to post so that it's going to be attractive to the people you want to attract. Because otherwise, I know in the beginning for me personally, I was like super salesy. It was gross. I regret it. But we're learning, right? We always learn in this business. So it is really important that you know where you're posting, you're talking to the audience you want to talk to and attracting them the right way. You've learned about how to use your hashtags properly, when you're using links, how to use them effectively, all that kind of stuff. So get that down first, practicing on your personal page. Make sure on your personal page, before you go gangbusters posting Beachbody stuff, give a little introduction to your friends. Be like, hey guys, I'm really excited. I just signed up as a Beachbody coach. You might know that I had this journey. Share your transformation story from what you've been doing with Beachbody so far. I've just really enjoyed it, and I want to help pay it forward. And when you put it that way, your friends aren't going to be like, why are they suddenly posting about all of this Beachbody stuff? Like, what's going on? This way, you're going to give this overview so that they kind of go, oh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. They accomplished this with that. So you're gonna be able to come from a more genuine point of view from their angle, and I think that's always important to get out there. So these are some really good questions today. Is there any more things we want to cover, or if we're feeling good, then like I said, the homework today is get out there and do something that makes you feel uncomfortable and that helps you grow as a person and in this business as a coach. You're going to feel a heck of a lot better for doing it. And it's different for every single one of us, what things we dread, what things we go, like, those things that we just put off. And it's so important to always be, even when we're not in the mood, to make sure that we make that concerted effort to get done what we need to get done to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Because I know we all have some really big dreams with our coaching business, and in order to make those a reality, we really have to, stretch and grow as people. So, awesome. I'm so excited, guys. Everybody have a kick butt day. Let's go and change some lives, help some people.